Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Poonam Chawla, an assistant professor with Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies in Rohini. Today we are going to discuss on the interesting and intriguing subject of current and emerging trends in training and development part 1. The inclusions of the module are the introduction to the topic, increased use of new technologies for training delivery, increased demand for training for virtual work arrangements, importance on speed in design, focus in content, and use of multiple delivery methods, increased emphasis on capturing and sharing intellectual capital, increased use of true performance support, increased emphasis on performance analysis and learning for business enhancement, and lastly, increased use of training partnerships and outsourcing training, followed by a summary. To introduce, training has achieved a strategic perspective in organizations and is proactively used to achieve the sustainability objective of the firms. This has led to an enhanced focus on the performance analysis and a desire to learn for business enhancement, which has also emerged as one of the future trends of training. This module is an attempt to analyze the changing face of training by discussing the various current and emerging trends of training and development and the manner in which they are likely to influence the future of training and development and also the future of the trainer. Trends in training and development, increased use of new technologies for training delivery, increased demand for the various trends in training and development are: number 1, increased use of new technology for training delivery; secondly, increased demand for training for virtual work arrangements; third, importance on speed in design, focus in content and use of multiple delivery methods; fourth being increased emphasis on capturing and sharing intellectual capital; fifth, increased use of true performance support; sixth, increased emphasis on performance analysis and learning for business enhancement; and last being increased use of training partnerships and outsourcing training. Increased use of new technologies for training delivery. The increased use of online learning, mobile learning, and various upcoming technologies is going to increase in the future for various reasons. The cost of using these technologies in the near future is going to be less as compared to other sources. Also, the company can use new technology to equip their employees to serve customers and generate new business for meeting the superordinate objectives of the firm. The utilization of technology can lead to reduced cost of training with the optimal utilization of technology. With the help of new technology, the trainer can introduce many desirable features in a learning environment like practice, feedback, and reinforcement. The rise in the contingent workforce in the organization and introduction of newer workforce arrangements shall make the delivery of training possible 24/7. With the help of newer technology, the trainers can integrate the idea of instructional design with graphic interface through the use of computers and also enhance the ability to learn. A very notable trend that is emerging in training is tele-immersion, which tends to provide holographic projections in which the employees are able to see the trainers as if they are physically present in the room. This technology can be used to develop a holographic training room in the office wherein virtual trainees are beamed from other locations. Virtual retinal display is one other emerging technology that projects images directly on the retina of the eye. It is the virtual retinal display that facilitates real-time, on-site performance support. A classic and brilliant example of technology is the digital avatar, which is an animated virtual teacher which is usually used by corporate trainers to create animated versions of themselves for online instruction. Increased demand for training for virtual work arrangements. Virtual work arrangements involve virtual teams as well as telecommuting work, which the individuals do from remote locations, that is by sitting at a distance from central office where the employee has less contact with peers on an informal level but can communicate effectively with the help of technology. The notable feature of virtual work arrangements is that location, organization structure, and employment relations are not the limiting factors. The virtual knowledge team have members that are distributed across multiple time zones, countries, and companies. These virtual teams are diverse than other knowledge teams as the team members are from varied backgrounds and represent diverse cultures and languages, etc. Virtual teams, to be successful, must have proper structure, that is, they must go through various reporting relationships, must be empowered, and should have autonomy to work. The first and foremost objective is to invest in training delivery methods that can happen through digital collaboration. Digital collaboration is the communication between two or more individuals through computer. The web, learning portals, and intranet facilitate the employees to access training program on their laptops and collaborate with others on requirement basis. Virtual team members also need to be trained in teamwork skills and they must be provided sensitivity training so that they are able to understand the culture. Secondly, the organizations that are supporting virtual work arrangements must have the knowledge about the skills and aptitude of the employees. Speed in design, focus in content, and use of multiple delivery methods. Now we are going to discuss this topic. Due to emergence of new technology, trainers are expected to find newer ways and means to use instructional design. There has been a paradigm shift in who is leading the learning and where learning is taking place. The basic question here remains the same, that why training is occurring, who is the target group, and the requirement of resources so that employees are able to learn effectively. Now, this brings in and stresses on the drawbacks of the traditional design model like utilization of linear approach driven by subject matter experts. And secondly, the instructional system assumes that training adopts a rational step-by-step approach and that training content is similar. Thirdly, the traditional training methods take time to be delivered while accelerated demand for training expects it to be delivered in time. To combat these challenges, rapid instructional design is a group of techniques that facilitates development of training in a quick manner. Rapid instructional design can be defined as a method that brings in change in the traditional training design model, which involves need analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. There are two very important principles associated with RID. The first is that instructional content and process can be developed independent of each other. And secondly, the resources that are devoted to design and delivery can be reallocated easily. Here, design refers to all the activities in the pre-training phase and delivery is inclusive of all the activities that takes place during the training phase. For instance, the learning style differences can make it difficult to come up with a training module that provides maximum learning output for all employees. Therefore, in such cases, one must make an attempt to offer training program through books, audio tapes, videotapes, and online learning. Increased emphasis on capturing and sharing individual capital. Organizations that are aware of being a learning organization and know the value of lost knowledge because of the retirement of the baby boomers will proactively work to turn employees' knowledge into a shared company asset. Training functions shall focus on learning with stress on development and coordination of organizational learning. The sharing of knowledge towards the organization's intellectual pool shall become a more common phenomena with the help of social networking and Web 2 tools, making this simpler to implement. The increase in on-demand learning technologies will lead to a better connect towards information faster and can be molded according to the needs of the employees. More teams and groups of employees shall make use of social media and Web 2 tools to share links and content with each other, participate in discussions, collaborate and create learning content. It is eminent to mention that due to increased use of technology to deliver training, the trainers must be aware of all the strengths and weaknesses of the training tools, and this may also help them to overcome users' resistance to change. Many proactive organizations have created positions like Chief Information Officer or Knowledge Managers who gather reliable knowledge and make sure that it is accessible to employees. Increased use of true performance support. Organizations are now distancing themselves from traditional courseware and classes as a tool for improving performance of the employees. Rather, they are focusing on true performance support which is available during the work process. Embedded learning is the phenomena that occurs on the job as required. It incorporates collaboration and non-learning technologies brought together with knowledge management to get the desired results. The embedded learning phenomena has a great future as it is becoming tough for organizations to make their employees attend classroom programs or spend time on online learning which is not directly relevant to their jobs. However, it does not mean that classroom training and short term courses shall vanish or diminish from the corporate scenario. Rather, these programs shall be used to enhance the long-term competencies of the candidate, and for instant learning, embedded learning should be used. It is necessary and imperative to mention here that embedded learning is more focused, it is more task specific, it has real-time content which can be reached during the work as well as during real-time collaboration in virtual workspaces. The idea is to provide employees with short learning episodes that will be activated when they are required, and they will be directly connected to the experts and will have simulations for guidance. Every employee shall have a personalized dashboard and will be prepared according to the needs of the employee based on the roles and responsibilities assigned to him. Through this dashboard, the employees could connect with others and share information with them, and can also participate in a simulation activity. These activities will happen with the upgradation of technology and with the support of 3D environment, video conferencing, wikis, and shared meeting applications. Increased emphasis on performance analysis and learning for business enhancement. The enhanced focus on contributing to the organizational competitive advantage. Training departments may have to ensure that they are considered of strategic advantage to the business functions and help and facilitate them to meet their goals and objectives. It has become necessary for the trainers to become aware of the varied cultural differences in other countries. Performance metric in the training shall not focus on the number of hours delivered in the training. Rather, it will focus on the influence of training on customer relations, productivity, and profitability. This refers to a shift in approach of the training department from the training as the solution to business problems to a performance analysis approach. A performance analysis approach involves identifying performance gaps or deficiencies and training as one of the solutions to fill these gaps. The job of the training program shall be to instruct managers to identify reasons for poor performance, and after identification of the basis, it is the job of the training department to work consistently towards performance improvement, support for high performance work systems, and development of training administration methods. The training departments shall indulge in development of expert systems which the employees can use on need basis. Increased use of training partnerships and outsourcing training. Another notable trend that will be viewed is increase in partnerships with academic institutions to provide basic skills training and to develop customized programs. In addition, there must be an increased focus on retraining workforce in the labor-intensive industries which is experiencing layoffs such as textiles and automobile manufacturing, and also shifting them into companies that have labor shortages. This may involve cooperation among organizations, state government and educational institutions. Companies have joined hands with various colleges and universities to develop students that are ready to work and join the workforce. Academic partners are also used as subject matter experts in this field as they develop specialized material and matter for their partners. The academics also tend to evaluate the effectiveness of the organizational program and make changes if required. Academic partners also work with the training department to develop customized programs for all levels in the organization. Apart from the partnership with academic institutions, the companies are also focusing on outsourcing the training, and the reason behind outsourcing is to gather specialized knowledge for best practices and cost savings. External suppliers may be consultants, academics, and can act as training partners or providers of the training. The major decision that is to be undertaken here is not to decide about outsourcing, but to decide whether to outsource or not and how much to outsource. A brilliant example of training outsourcing involves the use of an application service provider which rents specific software for specific application. These application service providers have relationships with courseware developers which provide online learning. It is beneficial for the organizations because the company does not have to maintain an internal network or intranet, and the organization has to pay for the license along with the maintenance contract. For instance, KPMG asked its e-learning department to develop a training program that would train 8,500 employees worldwide in e-business. The head of the e-learning department ensured that it did not overload KPMG's computer system, and in an answer to it, the company used an application service provider to host the organization's computer-based training program. It was with the help of application service provider that KPMG quickly developed the training and made it available to the employees. Summary. These modules give a sneak peek into the current and emerging trends that are going to influence training and development. These trends are studied in the design and delivery of the training functions in the organization. In the coming times, the trainers shall be expected to develop training program quickly using variety of training methods. The emergence of new technology shall have an instrumental impact on the training delivery in the future and shall also be of vital usage for storage and sharing of human capital throughout the company. To cope with these emerging trends, it is necessary that training must take a strategic role in the firms and is integrated with other departments and human resource functions and highlight the manner in which training shall facilitate the business in reaching its superordinate objectives. Outsourcing is also going to be one of the key decisions that organizations are going to take and shall also have to strategically decide how much to outsource. Thank you very much. I hope you understood the module well.